Hey everyone, GamePark here, and today I thought I'd do another collection update. I have all sorts of games here for different systems and different genres, but yeah, let's just go on with it, and we'll start from the very top. I just picked up this one right here, Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, and I've been having a great time with it, honestly. It's quite a challenge. Some of the later stages, some of the courses, it definitely feels different from the previous Mario Karts, which are like, for me, they were pretty easy to just pick up and like go through. But some of these courses have been pretty challenging, and that's great, because they're definitely keep you excited when you're racing and stuff. But yeah, I've been waiting for this one for a while, and definitely not disappointed. I'd like to get really good by practicing a lot of the stages, and then hopefully when I feel confident in my abilities, I can go online and play with some players, and maybe if my other friends can also pick it up and we can all play together. So yeah, that's Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. Awesome. Next, we have Journey for PS3. I've always wanted to play Journey. I heard some really great things about it. One of those kind of like one of those games that is just very sort of emotional, I guess, in a really good way. And I've heard some good things about it also, like from the online aspect of it, which you can interact with other players, but not necessarily talk. Mainly, your interaction is limited to your movements, and I just think that's a really cool idea. You're that character, and you're just journeying through this like vast area, and your goal is to get to the very top of the mountain, as you can see right there on the cover. And yeah, I saw this for pretty cheap, so I picked it up, and I really want to give it a play. So yeah, that's Journey Collector's Edition for PS3. Next, I have Metal Slug 4 and Metal Slug 5 for the original Xbox. I recently found a bit of a mom and pop shop in the city, and this is one of the games that I decided to pick up because, to be honest, I hadn't seen this game in many places at all, at least not in person. So I was really intrigued by it, and of course, anybody who's played Metal Slug knows that it's just a really fun game to pick up, and just play and start shooting everything. So really gives you a good sense of just destruction and really fast-paced action. So that's I'm happy with this one. From as always, Metal Slug is always good. So yeah, that's Metal Slug 4 and 5 for the Xbox, original Xbox. Next game we have here is Freshly Picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. This game it was never released here in the States. This is actually a European copy. And luckily for a lot of times the games that are released in Europe are in multiple languages, including English. So I should have no problem playing this one. But I saw this for pretty cheap at a recent anime convention that I attended, and I really thought that it would just be best to get it there in person, and it's brand new sealed, so it's really great. Yeah, so if anybody knows if anyone who's played Zelda, they should know that Tingle is one of the main characters whose first appearance, I believe, was in Majora's Mask for the N64. And yeah, essentially, it's a bit of a puzzle game, starring Tingle, who usually gives you maps and things like that in the game, and I believe you have to collect a lot of rupees. So it's just kind of like a really quirky game. Surprisingly, it never came out in the States, so I decided to just go for it and pick it up. Yeah, that's Freshly Picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land for the DS. At the same anime convention, I saw Unreal Tournament for the Dreamcast. I'm not too long ago, I actually was able to get the broadband adapter for the Dreamcast, and I was really curious as to whether anybody still, if anybody had a broadband adapter for their Dreamcast, whether there was actually anybody online. Um, but I know that this is one of the few games that people still talk about, and yeah, it's just I'm always interested in picking up just good games for Dreamcast, that being my favorite system and all. And yeah, I saw it there at the convention for really cheap and in really pretty good condition. It's pretty much in great condition, so I decided to pick it up, Unreal Tournament, and maybe I'll just be lucky enough to find like one or two other people. I kind of doubt it, but maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but nonetheless, I want to check it out, and hopefully it should be a fun time. But yeah, that's Unreal Tournament for the Dreamcast. Next, I have two games here that got brand new, still sealed. First one is Final Fantasy IX for the original PS1. I never had Final Fantasy IX, even though I've played a lot of it at like friends' places and stuff. But I have Final Fantasy 7 and 8, but like even Final Fantasy 10 and 12 for PS2, but never had Final Fantasy 9, even though I heard it's, and I've played, and I know that this is a really good game. Just never got around to it until just recently, and obviously still brand new, but I got it for pretty cheap. And even though I don't really like to collect greatest hits versions of games or editions of games, I just wanted to get something kind of brand new, since a lot of used copies are still kind of like in not as great condition. So I thought, I'll just go. I'll bite the bullet here and just get the greatest hits version. I'm not too flustered about that, as I do kind of have some greatest hits for PS1. But yeah, Final Fantasy IX. I'm really glad to have this as part of the collection now. And along with that game, also brand new, I got Chrono Cross. I've never played Chrono Cross at all, but I've heard similarly good things about it. Maybe it's not as good as Chrono Trigger. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, I heard it's still a very good game. So likewise, it was very cheap, so I decided to pick it up, Chrono Cross, for the PS1. The next game I have here is Galaxy Fight for the Sega Saturn. I recently started playing a lot more Sega Saturn games, and I wanted to get a couple more just kind of rare or good games for it that were actually more domestic. As you can tell from the side over here, I have a lot of imports, but I wanted to get something domestic, and I've heard some pretty good things about this game in particular. It's pretty tough. It's not just kind of a pick up and button mash fighting type of game. It's you actually do need to know a lot of the moves for this one, and I saw that it was in very good condition. Everything was complete, so yeah, I just decided to just go for it, and from what I played of it so far, it's definitely challenging, but still very fun. I did get into it for quite a bit, so hopefully I can play it a little bit more and get a little further in it. But yeah, that's Galaxy Fight for the Sega Saturn. And the following stack here are all visual novels, many of which I bought at the same anime convention that I bought Unreal Tournament and Tingle's Rupee Land. The first one here is a game. These are actually these are all for PC, which is kind of weird that I've never really been a big PC gamer, but I've just been in kind of a visual novel kind of phase. So I just, when I see them in person at the convention, I decided to go for it. But anyways, here we have Kira Kira. I played a little bit of this game on my iPhone, and I downloaded a demo for it, and it was pretty fun. So this is the full game for the PC, and yeah, it's just really fun. Like, I really like anime kind of stuff and like visual novels. I'm kind of all about them right now. Just being just like reading interesting stories and stuff. So I decided to check this one out. It involves these characters who are in a band, and it's a musician. You know, that's cool to kind of check out and see. But yeah, I haven't opened any of these games that I'm about to talk about, so I can't really give any impressions just yet. But I thought I'd just at least talk about them. But yeah, this first one here is Kira Kira. Next, we have If My Heart Had Wings, also for the PC. This game was reviewed by Kotaku, which is probably one of the sites that I frequent the most in regards to gaming. And it got some pretty good reviews, and it seemed like really interesting. I know that the main character is a disabled girl, and I'm sorry, and I played Katawa Shoujo, which is essentially like a dating sim involving a lot of disabled girls, and they all have their own disabilities. But the story is really good, and that kind of reminded me of this when I started reading a little more information about this game. The main character is disabled, and I heard it was a very very good story, so I decided to pick this one up. And yeah, that's If My Heart Had Wings for the PC. Next, I'm gonna talk about these two games actually together. The first one that I have here is Saya no Uta, which in English is known as the Song of Saya for the PC, and this is actually quite an interesting visual novel. It's a very very dark, very morbid, I'd say, in regards to the story, which involves this dude, this guy who gets into an accident, and when he recovers, the world around him is made out of like blood and flesh, and he has to figure out, why that's happening. And Saya, this girl on the cover here, she's like an angel, and yeah, the whole story just seems kind of complex and stuff, but it's definitely very very intense, I'd say. But I heard that the story was still very very good, so I decided to pick this one up, since I'm all kind of in that visual novel phase at the moment. Yeah, I heard some good things. I hope I can get through it and not get disgusted by it, but yeah, it should be good. And that's Saya no Uta, or the Song of Saya, for the PC. Along with that same theme, we have Kara no Shoujo, and this is another visual novel, very very morbid, very dark, and essentially you're a detective who has to investigate all these recent murders going around in town, and it ties in a little bit to the main character's life, because his wife was also murdered a long time ago in a murder. So yeah, it's just likewise a very complex story. You play as a detective, and this game was equally also reviewed by Kotaku, and they recommended it, even though a lot of the scenes are very just grisly, so I hope I can likewise get through it, but nonetheless, I can get through stuff if the story is just that good. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint. I don't think it will, and I definitely look forward to playing this one real soon. So that's Kara no Shoujo for the PC. The next game here is another visual novel called Exit is Guilty Volume 1 Present. I actually have Exit is Guilty Volume 2, and these are visual novels that are playable on any standard DVD, as well as PS2 and Xbox, or at pretty much any DVD player. And I don't know too much about the story, but I've been kind of on a search for these games published by Hirameki, which is unfortunately no longer in business, but they created some of the games that I had before, such as Ayori Aoshi and all sorts of visual novels that came out, and I really enjoyed those kind of games. So pretty much I kind of went into this blind, and I just picked up this game since it was made by the publisher, and I kind of have like some trust in that the story would be pretty good. And just from like some reviews that I read really quickly, it seemed like it was pretty decent. So the game was really cheap online, so I just decided to go for this one, which is Exodus Guilty Volume 1 Present. And the last one that we have here is a really good one. This is Steins Gate, the visual novel. It was I've seen the Steins Gate anime, and it was absolutely amazing. I highly recommend for anybody who's interested in good stories or anime. Steins Gate is highly recommended. And originally, it was the anime was based off this visual novel which came out in Japan a while ago, but it was recently released by Just USA. And this is the limited edition right here that comes with the pins and some art, and I was like all for that. So this is actually kind of where I started my visual novel phase. But yeah, this is still brand new, sealed, but I was also able to download the game, so that's why I've actually been able to play it without opening it. But it's really good so far. It's really gets you into the story, and I would highly recommend it, honestly, for anybody who is interested in good stories. The story is really complex, but essentially it involves this doctor or this scientist, and he has access to a time machine through text, which he activates by texting things from his phone to the past or the future. So it's just really cool. The anime is really awesome. So I've heard really good things about the visual novel itself. So yeah, that's Steins Gate for the PC. And that pretty much does it for this collection update. I have a couple more games coming in the mail at the moment, and I hope I can get around to making a video of those as well. So that's it for me now, for right now. So thank you for watching. Peace.